Hello and welcome to Yoga and Wellness with Rachel. My name is Rachel and I am so glad to be practicing with you today. You might want to have a couple of blocks nearby and feel free to have a blanket to support underneath your hips. This is Java. He is going to be helping us today apparently. So go ahead and roll out your mat and join me right here whenever you're ready. So we'll go ahead and begin by finding a nice comfortable seated position, whatever that means to you. Drawing length up through the spine, letting those shoulders melt down away from the ears, and just finding a soft gaze down the line of the nose. You might even choose to close the eyes completely and really root down into the feeling of being supported by the earth beneath us. Feeling grounded, connected, and rooting down to rise, lengthening through the spine, breathing in deeply. Reaching up tall through the crown, and again, allow those shoulders to soften, arms hang heavy by the sides. I'll invite you to guide one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And just tune into the rhythm of breath, that wave of breath, that life force energy flowing through the body. Really allowing yourself to sink into this place, breathing into your belly, breathing into your heart, breathing in, breathing out, perhaps even connecting to the beating of your own heart. And so coming to this practice today with a gentle awareness, a sense of mindfulness, and really connecting breath to movement, mind to movement, so that we're really immersed in this full body-mind connection. Go ahead and take one more big breath here into your belly, into your heart, and out through your nose. Beautiful. Release those hands to the earth by your sides. And then as you're ready, sweep the arms out and up and overhead. Find a prayer-like position and exhale as you guide it into your heart space. Breathe in as you open the arms wide, lift the heart, lift the gaze perhaps. And then exhale, find a nice neutral spine. Clasp those hands or wrists or elbows behind you, whatever feels good. Stretching through the front of the chest. Good. And we'll find our way into child's pose. Inhale to rise. And you might take the hands down to the earth in front of you. Maybe sink your way forward, coming across those knees. Or you can come onto one side of the hips or the other. Feel free to pad under your knees with a blanket. Take those knees as wide apart as your mat and melt your sits bones back towards your heels. Perhaps the forehead comes to the earth. Maybe we make a pillow with the forearms for the forehead. Tune in here to the rhythm of your body's breath. Again, you might invite that breath into the belly, into the heart, and out through the nose or through the mouth. Good. Really connecting here, body, mind, heart. Good. One more big breath in through the belly, into the heart, and out through the nose or the mouth. Inhale, coming up to all fours. Settle yourself into a tabletop. Knees right underneath those hips and wrists or fists right underneath those shoulders. And we'll just come into some mindful hip circles here, swaying the hips around to one side, back through center as you elongate through the spine, over to the other side and forward. So notice here how the movement feels in your body. Do you need to make your circles smaller? Would it feel better to make those circles bigger? Tune in to what your body is telling you. And to the extent you're able, honor whatever it is that you need here in this space. Good. We'll go ahead and pause the next time you come forward, press the earth away, and mindfully find our way to the other side. Good. Just a few in this direction, evening things out. And take your time. When you feel satisfied, we'll reconnect in that tabletop position, pressing the earth away, settling the shoulder blades firmly on the back. And from here, you might tuck those toes. Maybe you lift those hips, let the knees hover over the earth. Gaze is straight down. Feel the strength in the core, really spreading and pressing through those fingertips. And then as you're ready, float those hips back and away. Downward facing dog. Good. Nice long spine. Bend those knees as much as you need to here to find length in the spine. Maybe you'll pedal out through those feet if that feels good. Good. Taking your time. From here, I'll invite you to join me for lunge. So we'll spread and press through those hands. Let the shoulders melt away from the ears. Root into that left foot and float the right heel to the sky. Take your time, shift your weight forward, guide that right foot to the earth between the hands, soften the skin of your left knee to the earth. And feel free to take your hands to blocks here if you would like. Nice long spine, shoulders drop down the back. And take a moment to gaze down. Is your knee over the ankle? Make sure your knee's not going past your toes. Settle in here. Sinking down through those hips, squaring off through those shoulders. Feel free to stay right here if you choose. If you'd like, you can root into that left hand. Turn your torso to the right as you guide your right hand to your right hip. And then option to float that right arm up to the sky. Good. Feel that space across the collarbones, space across the chest. Find a gaze that feels good. And exhale, nice and controlled. Guide that top hand down, torso faces the earth. Good. I'm going to turn around so you can see me a little bit better. And we're going to make our way into a modification of our warrior two. So as you're ready, go ahead and walk your hands up to the top of your thigh. From here, stretch those arms out parallel to the earth. Good. So your right arm tracks in line with your front toes. Left fingertips stretch out long behind you. And as you sink down through those hips, draw length up through the spine. Let the shoulders soften down the back. And find a gaze that feels good. Good. Nice low warrior two. And from here, you might find reverse warrior. So flipping that front palm, left hand to the left hip, maybe reach up and over. Again, you can gaze straight up. You can gaze back. Or you can keep a neutral gaze. Listen to your body. Keep the core gently engaged. Good. We'll come into a rendition of our side angle. Right elbow comes down to that right thigh. Find that length, that space across the chest, and then maybe you'll float that left arm straight up to the sky. Good. Tuning in here to the rhythm of your body's breath. Beautiful. Inhale, rise, return to that warrior two. Find that strong, steady gaze. You might draw the pinky fingers back in space. You might allow the shoulders to soften. Good. When you're ready, take that left hand down and forward as you take the torso forward. Reach to the sky. Option to lift out of that low back into a nice back bend. And then slow and controlled, lower those hands down. Frame your front foot, hands to a block or the earth. We'll send the right knee back. Take your blocks off to the side and ease back into child's pose. Tune into a few breaths right here. Again, perhaps connecting the breath, feeling it move into your belly, into your heart, and out through your nose or through your mouth, feeling connected, grounded, moving with mindfulness, moving with intention. Inhaling as we come forward, finding that tabletop, knees right under those hips and wrists right under those shoulders. Good. Finding our cat-cow here as we press the earth away, round the spine, chin to chest, belly button in. Big breath in, belly drops, tailbone and gaze lift. Good. We'll just take two more like that. Connecting breath to movement. Moving mindfully. Good. One more round. Beautiful. Good. Take your time. Find that tabletop. Again, shoulder blades firm on the back. Spread and press to those fingertips. Gaze straight down. Perhaps you'll tuck those toes and maybe you'll let the knees hover over the earth, feeling the core gently engaged. Good. Send those hips back and away when you're ready. Downward facing dog. Feel that length in the spine. Let the shoulders melt away from the ears. Add any organic movement here that might serve you today. Whatever feels good, tuning in body, mind. Good, really spreading and pressing through the fingertips. And root down through the right foot, float that left foot back and away this time, three-legged dog. We'll shift our weight forward, guide that left foot to the mat between the hands, soften down onto the skin of that back knee. And again, ease into your low lunge on this side. Make sure your knees not going past your toes. And if you felt a little wobbly on the other side, maybe you'll heel toe your left foot out to the left one step. Nice long spine. Good. The core is gently engaged. And you're welcome to hold right here, or you can ease into the twist on the side. So rooting into that right hand, hands on the earth or on a block. As you turn your torso to the left, that left hand comes to the left hip or reaches straight up to the sky. Good. Don't sink into that right shoulder. Press up and away and find a gaze that feels good. Continuing to soften down through those hips, mindfully draw the navel in towards the spine. We'll turn the torso towards the earth. Good. Low lunge. Hands come up to the thigh, loop the shoulders up and back and around. And when you're ready, we'll ease into that warrior two option on this side. Shoulders release away from the ears. Stretch out long through those fingertips. Good. Heart right over the pelvis. And notice this tendency for this left knee to fall in. We want to keep the knee right over the ankle to protect the knee. Good. Just a couple breaths. Draw length up through all four sides of the torso. Let those shoulders soften. And then when you're ready, flip that front palm, right hand to right hip. Left arm reaches up and overhead. Good. Find a steady breath. And we'll come into that side angle variation here. Left elbow to left thigh. Right hand stays right where it is or floats up to the sky. Again, we're not sinking into that left shoulder. We're lifting up and out. Nice, mindful, controlled movements here. Good. Beautiful. Finding our way back into that warrior two when you're ready. And then gently take that back hand down, forward and up. Again, maybe lift into a gentle back bend as you're ready. We'll take the hands down, frame that front foot, send the front knee back, and find your child's pose. Maybe the knees are close together, maybe they're wide apart. Connect to that feeling of breath flowing through your body. Big breaths in, full breaths out. Good. Take your time, walk those hands in toward your knees. We'll come up through kneeling and then walk those hands back. Maybe the palms press, maybe the fingertips point forward. Maybe they point out to the sides, whatever feels good in your body. Blocks are also wonderful here. Maybe we'll come into a baby camel, lifting the heart, lifting the chest, keeping the neck nice and relaxed. You can stay right here, or you can shift those hips forward and up. Listen to your body. Good. Take your time. Soften those hips right back down. Walking the hands forward. And as we settle into this nice, comfortable seat, feel free to place a block underneath your hips if that feels better. You could always come into a cross-legged position if you choose. And we'll float the arms out and up and overhead. Gently catch that right wrist, side bend over to your left. Inhale through center, catch the opposite wrist, side bend to the other side. Inhale and rise. Exhale, guide those hands into your heart space. Find a nice long breath in. A nice long breath out. Allow your eyes to soften or close. Allow yourself this time to be still, to gently guide your awareness inward. Listening to our own inner voice. Just notice how we feel here in this space after moving our bodies in a nice, mindful, intentional way. Nourishing ourselves from the inside out and the outside in. And just noticing as we move throughout the rest of our day, if we can bring the same sense of mindfulness, the same sense of presence into our daily doings. And as always, I thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. The light that is within me honors and recognizes the light in each of you. Namaste.